I used to believe that trust was the foundation of any marriage, that love could survive anything as long as both people were honest. But I was wrong. Love can survive distance, struggle, even pain, but not betrayal. Betrayal kills everything it touches. My name is Daniel. I'm 34, a software engineer, married to Claire, a marketing consultant. We'd been together for 7 years, married for 5. From the outside, we looked perfect. The kind of couple people envy on social media. Weekend trips, anniversary posts, matching smiles in every photo. But behind the filters and hashtags, something had already started to rot. I didn't notice it at first. It started small. She'd get home later than usual, saying she had to stay for campaign meetings. She was glued to her phone, smiling at messages she never shared. I'd ask who it was, and she'd casually reply, "Oh, just work stuff, babe." The first time my gut twisted, I brushed it off. Everyone deserves privacy, I told myself. But privacy and secrecy aren't the same thing. And I was about to learn that the hard way. One night, Claire fell asleep on the couch while watching Netflix. Her phone was on the armrest, screen still glowing from a recent message. Normally, I'd never touch her phone. I wasn't that kind of husband. But curiosity mixed with the faint smell of suspicion is a dangerous thing. I didn't mean to snoop, but when I saw a notification that said, "Can't stop thinking about last night, M," my blood froze. M. Who the hell was M? I opened the conversation, my hands trembling. What I saw felt like someone punching a hole straight through my chest. Messages. Dozens of them. Flirty, intimate, time-stamped from late nights when she'd claimed to be working. M. You were incredible today. Claire. You make it hard to concentrate at work. M. Then quit pretending you don't want me. The oldest messages dated back almost 4 months. 4 months of lies. My wife, my Claire, was having an affair. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My first instinct was denial. Maybe it was harmless flirting. Maybe I was misunderstanding. But then I saw the photos. A picture of Claire in a hotel mirror, wearing the black dress I'd bought her for our anniversary. Another message below it. M. Wish I could pull that off you right now. Claire. You should have stayed last night. My hands went numb. I dropped her phone like it was burning me. The room spun. She shifted slightly on the couch, murmuring in her sleep. I watched her, her peaceful face, the soft rhythm of her breathing, and felt disgust twist through me. How could she lie so easily? How could she kiss me goodnight and text him minutes later? That night I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark, replaying every moment, every excuse, every late meeting. It all made sense now. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. I wanted to be sure. I needed proof, undeniable, inescapable proof. The next morning, I acted normal. Made her coffee, kissed her forehead, told her to have a good day at work. She smiled, completely unaware that I knew. As soon as she left, I opened my laptop. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's tracking data. I may not be a detective, but I know my way around tech. I installed a backup sync on her iCloud using the credentials saved on her phone. Within hours, every photo, every message, every call log synced to my computer. It was worse than I thought. They weren't just texting. They were meeting regularly, hotels, lunch places, even at her office after hours. And M? His name was Mark Reynolds, her coworker, married with a 2-year-old son. The hypocrisy made my skin crawl. All those nights she'd talked about how much she hated cheaters, how betrayal was unforgivable. She was doing the exact thing she claimed to despise. But instead of exploding, something colder settled inside me. A quiet, calculated anger. I wasn't going to scream or cry. I was going to make them both regret it. The opportunity came 2 weeks later. Claire told me she had a weekend retreat for her department. Team building, she said. I nodded, pretending to believe her, but I already knew the hotel name from her messages. It wasn't a company retreat. It was another secret getaway with Mark. So I made a plan. I asked my friend Alex, a private investigator, to help me. He owed me a favor from a tech project I'd done for him years ago. When I told him what I suspected, he didn't hesitate.
"Want photos, video, time-stamped evidence?" he asked. "All of it," I said. "I want her caught red-handed." That weekend, while Claire thought I was home working late, Alex followed her. He sent me live updates. 8:14 p.m., Claire arrives at Hilton Garden, room 407. 8:37 p.m., Mark enters the room. 9:05 p.m., curtains close, lights dim. Alex didn't need to say more. He sent a photo, grainy but clear enough. Claire and Mark, hand in hand, kissing in the hotel hallway. My stomach turned, but I didn't flinch. The pain was still there, but beneath it was focus. I told Alex to print everything and send it to me. Then I started preparing for the next phase, exposure. When Claire came home Sunday evening, she looked radiant, happy, guiltless. She hugged me, said she missed me, kissed my cheek like nothing had happened. I smiled back. How was the retreat? She sighed dramatically. Exhausting, long meetings. I just want to shower and sleep. I nodded. Of course, babe, you deserve it. Inside, I was laughing, not out of humor, but disbelief. She really thought she could play me like this. That night, while she showered, I copied all the evidence into a single folder labeled Truth. I saved it to both my cloud drive and a USB. Then I wrote an email, not to her, to her boss. Subject: Inappropriate conduct during company business trip. Evidence attached. I attached the photos Alex had taken, the messages, the hotel receipts, which I'd found through her synced bank account, and hit send. It was ruthless, I know. But I wasn't just dealing with a cheating spouse. I was dealing with someone who built her whole life around deception. The next morning, Claire got dressed for work like any other day, but halfway through breakfast, her phone buzzed. She froze. "What's wrong?" I asked casually. She read the screen, face going pale. I have to go." "Oh?" "Something came up at work." She left in a rush. I waited an hour, then opened my laptop. My email had already been forwarded through several company accounts, the HR director, her boss, and, interestingly, Mark's wife. By noon, the fallout had begun. Claire called me 6 times that day. I didn't answer. When she finally came home, she was shaking. "You did this, didn't you?" I leaned back on the couch. "Did what?" She threw her phone on the table. "They fired me. HR got those emails, the photos, the texts. Mark's wife saw everything." I met her eyes, calm and cold. "Then it must have been a good time to tell the truth." Her mouth fell open. "You ruined my career." I stood up slowly. "No, Claire. You ruined your own life the moment you decided to cheat. I just made sure the truth came out." She looked like she might faint. "You're insane." "Maybe, but at least I'm honest." That night, she packed a suitcase and left. Part of me expected to feel relief, but all I felt was empty. Revenge doesn't bring back what you lost. It just closes the wound enough for you to stop bleeding. Still, I wasn't done yet. I knew she'd try to twist the story, play the victim, tell her friends I was controlling or abusive, so I preempted her. I uploaded a private Google Drive link with every piece of evidence, nothing public, just shared with a few trusted people and her family. No lies, no editing, just facts. Within a week, her reputation was gone. Mark's marriage collapsed. His wife filed for divorce and demanded full custody. Claire moved out of town, but I stayed quiet. I didn't boast, I didn't post, I just disappeared from her world. 3 months passed. I thought I'd moved on, but one night while scrolling through social media, I saw her name again.
A message request. From Claire. I deserve to explain myself. I ignored it. Another one came a day later. You don't know everything. I almost deleted it until I saw the photo attached. It was a screenshot of an email thread between her and someone I didn't recognize. The subject line read, "You're next." That's when I realized someone else had been watching us. The message Claire sent me haunted me all night. You don't know everything. It echoed in my head like a ticking clock. For months, I had thought I'd seen the full picture, the affair, the lies, the betrayal. But that screenshot she sent, the one titled, "You're next," stirred something inside me. Curiosity, unease, maybe even guilt. I opened my laptop and rechecked the sender on the email thread she had attached. The address looked random, no name, just numbers and letters, a throwaway account. The message had been sent to her 2 days before I exposed her. It read simply, "You think he won't find out what you did? You're next." There was no signature, no context, but the timing was too perfect. Someone had known what I was about to do, maybe even before I did it. At first, I thought it might have been Mark's wife. Maybe she'd found out on her own and decided to threaten Claire. But the tone felt different. It wasn't rage. It was warning. The next day, I went to Alex, the private investigator who'd helped me before. He raised an eyebrow when I told him about the message. Sounds like someone else was watching her, maybe a third player in this little drama. I frowned. You think she was seeing someone else? Alex shrugged. Wouldn't be the first time. You want me to dig? I hesitated. A part of me wanted to move on, to leave the past buried. But another part, the part that needed closure, said yes. Do it, I said. Find out who sent that email. A week passed. I tried not to think about it, but curiosity gnawed at me. Then Alex called. You might want to sit down for this one, he said. He explained that the anonymous email was traced back to a corporate IP, the same company where Claire and Mark had worked, but it didn't come from either of them. It came from someone in the HR department. Her name was Sophie Turner, a woman I vaguely remembered from a company dinner years ago. Sharp, quiet, observant. She's the one who sent the email, and get this, she was the one who gave you that promotion project last year. That made no sense. Why would she warn Claire? She wasn't warning her. She was warning you. Claire was about to turn the tables on you. She'd planned to accuse you of emotional abuse to save her job. Sophie found out and decided to intervene. The air left my lungs. So Claire's message, "You don't know everything," wasn't guilt. It was manipulation. Even after everything, she tried to twist it. I realized then that revenge hadn't been enough. I'd exposed her, yes, but she hadn't learned anything. She still saw herself as the victim. That needed to change. I decided to meet her one last time. Not to fight, not to humiliate her, but to show her what her choices had done. I texted her. Meet me at the old cafe on 5th, tomorrow at 6. One conversation. That's all. She agreed instantly. When I arrived the next evening, she was already there. Hair tied neatly, wearing the same gray coat I'd bought her last Christmas.
It felt strange, almost nostalgic, but the tension between us was heavy. She spoke first. "You ruined my life, Daniel." I took a deep breath. "No, Claire. You ruined your own. I just stopped pretending everything was fine." She clenched her jaw. "You don't understand what it was like. You were distant, always working. I felt invisible. And instead of talking to me," I said, "you found someone else to make you feel alive. You lied to me, to everyone, for months. You had choices, Claire, and you chose wrong." She looked away. "I lost everything because of you." I pulled out a small envelope from my pocket and slid it across the table. She frowned. "What's this?" "Your second chance." Inside were the documents for a foundation donation. In her name. A local shelter that helped single mothers and families affected by infidelity and financial abuse. She looked confused. "You donated money under my name?" I nodded. "It's from the settlement. You can either resent me for the rest of your life, or you can take what happened and make something good out of it. The choice is yours." Her lips trembled. For the first time, I saw genuine emotion in her eyes. Not anger, not guilt, but shame. "I don't deserve that," she whispered. "No," I said softly. "You don't. But you need it." She said nothing more, just stared down at the paper, silent. That was the last time I ever saw her. Months went by. I found peace in small things again. Morning runs, coffee at sunrise, long walks without checking my phone every minute. The pain didn't vanish, but it stopped controlling me. Then, one day, I received a letter. No return address. Inside was a handwritten note. "I took your advice. I've been volunteering at the shelter. I don't expect forgiveness, but I wanted you to know you were right. I needed to face who I was. Thank you. See." I read it twice, and for the first time in over a year, I smiled. Not because I wanted her back, that chapter was closed, but because I finally believed that revenge didn't have to destroy someone. Sometimes, it could rebuild them in a way pain never could. A year later, I ran into Sophie, the HR woman who had sent that anonymous warning. She was at a tech conference, standing by the coffee table, just as composed as I remembered her. When she saw me, she smiled faintly. "Looks like you landed on your feet." "I guess I did. I never got to thank you." "You don't need to," she replied. "You would have figured it out eventually." "Maybe," I said, "but you helped me avoid becoming someone I didn't want to be." She looked at me, thoughtful. "You did what most people can't. You turned betrayal into something that meant something." That stuck with me. Later that night, I sat alone on my balcony watching the city lights flicker below. I thought about Claire, about Mark, about all the nights I'd spent consumed by anger. None of it mattered anymore. What mattered was that I had faced the fire and walked through it and came out cleaner, stronger, more certain of who I was. I realized that life isn't about punishing those who hurt you. It's about not letting them define what comes next. I deleted the last folder of photos and messages from my computer that night. All the evidence, all the pain, gone. Not because I forgot, but because I forgave. Not for her, for me. 3 months later, I received an email from the shelter, the same one I donated to under Claire's name. They invited me to an event. Out of curiosity, I went. I didn't expect to see her there. She was standing near the entrance greeting volunteers. She looked different. softer, happier, at peace. When she saw me, she froze for a second, then smiled, a quiet, genuine smile. She didn't approach, and I didn't either. We didn't need words. The silence said enough. She had finally learned her lesson, not through punishment, but through consequence, through facing what she had become and choosing to be better. That was enough for me. As I left the event, I passed by a poster with a quote printed on it. "Some scars remind us of what we survived, not of what we lost." I stopped and looked at it for a long moment. Because in the end, that's exactly what betrayal does. It doesn't define you. It refines you. And sometimes, the best revenge isn't destruction. It's becoming untouchable.